Hey, what's going on, fellow captains? It's Muse. So, we have the Russian P-tape. It is confirmed. We are going to view it here today. No, in all seriousness, we are in the Colbert. But we are doing the Golden Showers thing. So, I felt it necessary to pay homage to the Russian P-tapes. So, Colbert, let's talk about it. Colbert is a small caliber, rapid cycling, fast firing, Daka Daka kind of warship. And so, being it's fast firing and it has a lot of guns, anything you put on it stat wise for the guns is going to have a pretty big effect. So, the last time I did a Golden Showers video, we respect more what I call the stunner build, which goes for module incapacitation on enemy ships. This time we are spec'd for just raw reload and fire. Lots of fire. We're gonna... So the thing with fire chance is, again, when you're firing that many guns that fast, a little bit of fire chance is a lot of fire chance. Like on a battleship, that chance is almost negligible. It's still gonna like help that battleship, but it's not as effective as something that DD guns. Very effective with any kind of fire modification. But yeah, we're gonna demonstrate what we do with Colbert. It is a fun ship to play. The thing with Colbert is you're either going to get caught and dove struck, or you are just going to be an absolute menace the entire game. And it's never something in between those two, it's always one of those two. Like, either somebody's just going to get that nice RNG and catch you, or you're going to get away with your nonsense. So with that, we are going to move on into our build and take a look at what I have set up on here, and then we're going to get into the gameplay footage. Alright, so take a look at modules. First slot here, we have main battery mod 2 for the traverse. Second spot, propulsion mod, 50% faster acceleration. We could go with steering gears, but I feel like you get enough off this one, which is in spot 3, and that's steering gears mod 3. Could go with concealment, that gives you the incoming fire dispersion, but the rudder is just ridiculous. And then we have our legendary, main battery mod 3, faster reload, and then we get the epic and legendary perks off that. So that is the modules, and we're going to move along. Consumables, not much to see here. DC, you get your sonar, 4-4. Engine boost, which is nice on Colbert, and your little heal. And then we have the Siren Camo, and our Jolly Roger flag is what we got. Alright, then into the stats, we have 36,000 hit points, 10% torpedo reduction. We have a whole bunch, 16 127mm guns that go to 17.6, 2.6 base reload, and 5.9 180. You have a nice little AA suite on here, so you can deal with aircraft carriers. Maneuverability, 35.3 knots, 620 turning circle, and a 5-1 rudder. Again, you could go the rudder down by taking the propulsion mod off, but I feel like that's enough to get the job done. And then there's your concealment. Alright, Armor and Colbert, you can be a little bit tanky. As you can see, you have a nice little bow going on there. And Colbert has that typical, like, trolley French, like, you never know what's gonna go, what's not gonna go, what's gonna overpen, like, there's just, it's really hard to tell what's gonna happen. And it's pretty random, which is good. It's like a blessing and a curse. There you see the Citadel, nice and ugly, saying punch me, punch me. Alright, on into our commander. We have Lady Liberty Guys. Under the guys, let's take a look and see who it is. Oh, it is Andre Lemonet. So Andre Lemonet has the base trait of cruiser detectability after firing is lowered, so you go dark faster. We have Beyond Range in slot 1. Slot 2 is Igniter, extra fire chance. Slot 3 is Volusious. Slot 4 is Steer Clear. Legendary is going to be Refill Station, and then we have Mr. Membelli for Reload, and Haguro for extra fire chance. And that is our commander build. And again, we switched the incapacitation for the fire chance. Alright, so we're on Haven. Colbert. Haven is, for a cruiser, especially a light cruiser, it's probably one of the best maps in the game. Haven highly, highly favors cruisers. Cruiser play, it's probably one of my favorite maps to get as a cruiser player, especially when you have something like an Atlanta, a Colbert, anything with those DD guns, where you just can lob over whatever you want to lob over. And yeah, it's a brutal map. Whenever you get a ship like this, it makes it hard to find anywhere to go on the map where you're not just going to get it. So we open up early here. A lot of times with Colbert, I'll just take pop shots just to see if I'm spotted, where I'm spotted from, if they want to fire back. I have paid the price for doing that a couple times and got, like, just brutally dev-struck immediately. Not too often the case, though. It does happen, but not very often. More times than not, I'm able to gain information and get people to reveal their locations. So we're going to stay out on the flank here. Michelangelo pops up. So we're just going to start dumping some of that golden shower on his way. And so yeah, I believe the last golden showers video we did, we were running where I have Haguro for the fire chance now. I had I forget which commander it is, but it was higher incapacitation. I think it might be Chapyev. Higher chance for incapacitation on modules. And That was effective just because you could really, like, bust somebody's ship up pretty quick. And like, it was a, it's almost like a CC build, like a stun build. And that was fun. But the higher fire chance is just disgusting. Like, just that little bit, but when you're firing, it's just so amplified. And yeah, you don't get a whole lot out of the builds, but they add a little bit of flavor to something. Like that's not an outrage. It's less than 1%. So it's not like an outrageous added fire chance. But you only get like 2% from the first perk line. And then you have to give up your range to get that 2%. So I'm getting 1% and not giving up my range. On top of the 3% I get from Igniter and the second perk. So it's just a good, to me, added little boost there from the inspiration. And like nothing, there are some perks that kind of massively change things, but for the most part it's little tweaks and just adding flavor to something. Like on paper, the difference between like take my Seattle. The difference between a stealth build Seattle and a gun build Seattle isn't gonna be like too terribly significant. It'll be a difference. But it's not like, I don't know, they feel very different when you play them. But on paper they're not. So yeah, we're just roasting away here on anything we can get our hands on. And that's what Colbert does, is just rains down the golden showers. And again, it's you get caught or you don't. Like, a ship like Colbert or Martel, you have to live out on that edge, and most of the times you're gonna get away with your nonsense, but when you get caught, it's absolutely brutal. And the thing is, you face so many players that don't know what they're doing that you get complacent. And then you come against somebody who is just expert, pro, master, gunner level. Fucking Master Chief. And, yeah, when you come against those guys, like, oh, it's brutal trying to dodge, especially if they're able to work like you in a crossfire. Oh god, that's devastating. One way to practice kiting, go into the training and just set up 9 Yamatos on the red team, and then just you and a Colbert. Go out, get their attention, and just see how long you survive. And that's a good, just do that over and over and over, and like, you'll learn to kite. You really will. It's a good way to train on how to kite, how to survive at range, and just run. Like, the map feels so small when you do that. Like, there's just nowhere to go. Like, they just keep coming. That's fun, though. It's a fun little practice. So yeah, we were kind of alone on that flank at first. Then we kind of got some help. Red overcommitted and left themselves vulnerable to the spams and a battleship who's been very cunning and calculating over here. That just leaves 3 of them. And that's kind of like my most played ship is Atlanta. And Colbert is very Atlanta-like, with the exception of it gets a lot more range than Atlanta gets. My Atlanta sits just above 12, almost 13 kilometers range. You can get them out to like 15, 16. But at that range, they're doing like what this Colbert is doing, and it's so lofty. By the time it gets there, somebody may not be where they were 15 seconds ago. It says almost 6 seconds to get there, but I don't know, it feels like a lot longer than 6 seconds that those shells are in the air. There we go, 12 seconds now. Wasn't reading correctly before. So, like, I'm fairly healthy, and I got that crazy bow, so I'm not too worried about cruisers. Stalingrad does have the bigger guns, but... I don't think Stalingrad can straight up overmatch me. Doesn't mean it's not dangerous. Yeah, there's quite a few ships that either do very well or have a very bad day, and that's just the way they play. Like, there's no... And then there's other ships, it's like, win or lose, it's mediocre. Like, but it's more even, if that all makes sense. Like, Colbert is like Mino, it just hurts when you get caught, but it doesn't get the heal like Mino gets. So we took the cap. All that's left is his Venezia. I can see where his last known was on the mini-map. About to get spotted when I come off this corner. When I get spotted, that tells me exactly what angle this guy is at. Get our refill station right there. I know he's low health. The last time we saw him, he was like pretty low health, so... As soon as we got spotted, it told us what angle he was at. We started putting rounds that way. If he wants to fire, he can fire. If not, I'm just gonna keep peppering where I think he might be. Venezia just wants no part of it. Like, if this was me at this point, and I'm seeing like 3 battleships and a Colbert that's just fire at will, like, I would just go in and get it over with. Especially as low health as this guy was. And he's gonna pop up here right at the end, right before we point them out. That's all I have for you. I appreciate you, fellow captains. I will catch you next time. Good hunting, fair seas, take care. Bye.